This is Christy of Gifty Etc. at www.giftyetc.com. To find out more about how I use my planner, please consider visiting my blog. Today I wanted to talk about how I use my planner for tasks. So you can see that here I have a pen and a highlighter. They're both Frixion pens and highlighters, but any pen and highlighter would work. And if you watch me open up my planner to my dashboard, and the dashboard's just that first little area in your planner, the first thing you see. I have a list of ongoing tasks. These are tasks that need to be done in the near future, but not necessarily on a set date and not necessarily in the next month. Each month when I set up the new month's pages, I go through these and I move them, or move whichever ones of them I think are important, to the new month's pages. So if you see my very first task, show you right here, it's scheduled Dr. Murphy. And Dr. Murphy is just my dermatologist, and I just have an annual visit with the dermatologist. I will need to schedule that this month. And so I'll go ahead and put a little arrow in my task circle to show that I'm moving the task. It says phone, PH, that's my context code, so I need to get on the phone and call and schedule Dr. Murphy's appointment. And I will move that to my monthly task and do it sometime in the next couple of weeks. I'll go through all of my tasks like this, and then generally enough of them are scratched out that I'll make a new task list for things that are coming up in the near future, but that I haven't yet gotten to. There is another place where I put tasks. So these are tasks that, I really want to get to soon, and I want to highlight, but aren't time specific. Another place I put tasks is here in my project pages. And if you haven't read about how I use project pages, and specifically my project index, you want to go ahead and go on my blog and read a post called Upscale Planning and find out how I use that project index. But one of the things I do is tasks. So if I look under T, and here's the STU area, I'll see a little tab that says task, and I can open up to that area. And right here, sorry about that, right here, I have some more tasks. These are long-term tasks. Some people call them someday or maybe tasks. Things that I would like to do, like make an emergency hospital packing list, but haven't done yet and want to get to soon. So I do keep that in my project section. The reason they're in my projects and not in my files is because they are an active project that I'm going to have to deal with at some point, and I keep adding to them. So that makes sense. But these aren't things that have to be done, say, within this year. These are just things I would like to do at some point when I have some extra time. Next, I'm going to show you the real heart of the matter, and those are my weekly list. Each week, I have a list of all the due dates, things that are due. So you'll see right here, the mortgage is due on the 31st. All the tasks that are day specific. So on Monday, I need to turn in some psych forms. And then you'll see in the third column, all of the tasks that are unimportant but have to be done. Say, making the grocery list or sorting meds. If I don't sort my meds into my weekly sorter, I can still take them just straight out of the bottles. If I don't make my grocery list, I still could go grocery shopping. I just wouldn't do as good a job on the budget. So basically, my weekly pages are where I keep my task list. You'll see on my monthly pages, I only keep appointments. And so all of the appointments are my monthly pages, while all of the tasks are my weekly pages. Now, I'm going to turn to today. I happen to be recording this on a Saturday, and this little arrow shows that I've made a plan just for today. If you follow Gifty Etc., you know I make schedules on these little Post-it notes all the time or on a different page. But on a Saturday, I don't have much of a schedule. At 6 p.m., I have the LSU game, and that's it. So instead, I have all these tasks listed. And you'll see I'm doing most of these at home. If it was a computer task, it would have a C next to it. If it was a task to put in my planner, it'd have a PL. If it was a phone task, it would have a PH. If it was an errand, it would have an E. But most of these tasks are going to be done at home. And they're just things that I need to get through today. None of them take a lot of time, but they're going to make my week much better. I also have 2 things that repeat, so I need to go through my budget and do my daily task as well. I do want to show you my daily task. Again, that is a project page, so let me go ahead and open to my project section. And you'll see I have dailies under D. And I go over here to D. And the very last thing is going to be dailies. And I actually use them so much that I have this little marker right on top of the dailies where I check off each daily thing as it gets done. And the O's means it didn't get done, and an X means I wasn't supposed to work on it that day. So for example, I don't work on the weekends. And so I have an X for work hours on the weekends. That's it. All of my tasks are either on my dashboard if they're coming up in the next year, on my projects list if they're coming up long term, on my daily checklist, which also has a little task tab in my weekly pages, or on my weekly pages. It's a very simple system. Even though there are 4 different lists, the weekly pages are the ones that need to get done. I know that, and so I get them done. Thank you for tuning in to Gifty Etc. And remember to visit my blog at www.giftyetc.com.